I've been able to call a lot of these midweek games for the Tigers, and you know, one that comes to mind is the most recent one against Wofford. Wofford got on the board first. They have a tendency to sometimes let the away team come in and take that early lead, but now you see it, get a goal. Great win by Bayless back on offense.
Yeah, and Bayless was just dominant against Virginia Tech last time out, as that was a big part of how Clemson was able to open up a 17-4 lead at one point their last time out over Virginia Tech. The Hokies did get 5 unanswered in the fourth quarter against some of the depth pieces for the Tigers, but at that point, the victory was cemented. There's Penchik in a dangerous area. Humming around the horn again. Tigers looking for some real estate on the interior and trying to find a shot. Right in front of the face again and into the back of the net for a goal. It was Spallina to Goldstein, and Clemson quickly doubles their advantage 2-0.
Well, Goldstein gets the helper on the first. Well, now she gets to be the benefactor on the other end and find the back of the net. This is fantastic offense from the Tigers because they're running a little wheel on this left side. You see, they start going. Well, now you see Goldstein go in as Spallina's coming up. There's the opening. They're focused a lot on Byrne, who's sitting there on the crease. Great cut by Goldstein. See, Hartnett's her defender. She's keeping the stick in the lane, but not looking at the player cutting behind. So it's a good job by her. You want that stick up there, but you got to notice Goldstein's heading towards the net. Brooke Goldstein, last year, a lot of helpers. This year, 19 goals.
19th goal in 14 games as we take a look at Alexis Spallina navigating through some traffic to Goldstein. That's McLeod. Mooney hums it inside. Another goal for the Tigers, who looked dominant in the early going. And into the back of the net for Icefield on that one. 3-0 Tigers.
This is just amazing offense to start this game from the Tigers. Love to see it. A great movement from up top. It's the ball movement I love. They go from the top of the key, work it to the side, off-ball cut from Eisfeld. A great look, having the eyes up there from Mooney. The goals aren't just great goals, but they are all team-assisted goals right now for the Tigers.
A 3-0 start in less than 2.5 minutes for these Tigers, picking up right where they left off against Virginia Tech last time out, and clearly want that record-breaking 7th straight win for their program on what's already been a record-breaking day for their superstar freshman Alexis Spallina. And Spallina, under 30 on the shot clock for the Tigers, plenty of time. Spallina tried to force it into the middle and taken away by Davidson. And if you're the Wildcats, these last couple defensive possessions have been vastly better.
Definitely. I was about to say that. Great job by Molly White. Here's a fast break.
Fast break opportunity for the Wildcats, looking to get on the board.
Tigers just shut that down. Great recovery.
That team speed and athleticism is lethal for Clemson. In front of goal and scoring. The Wildcats strike back as it looked like Jenna Skibby on the goal for Davidson.
Well, Fax and I spoke a second too soon. They were able to recover in, and I thought they had everyone marked. But when you're recovering inside, then you got to make sure everyone's marked up, and obviously it's a zone, get into your shape, whatever it may be, but they just lose Skibby on the back door, and the junior from Lake Mary, Florida, very talented, goes from right hand to left hand and puts it past DeLuca. Very nice, gets to the top, right in the middle, that opens up the net for her. She can shoot on any side of DeLuca and puts it in the back of the net.
Coach Kwolek and her group thus far. And anytime you can bring in the number 1 and number 2 recruits in the same class, you jump at that opportunity, and that's what Coach Kwolek and her staff were able to do.
That's why everyone was so excited of what Clemson could be this year, and definitely what they can be over the next 4 years, because bringing in those two just once-a-year talents as the top 2 recruits, and they both bring such different things to this team as well.
Tigers in a dangerous position once again. Shurtleff had it knocked away. Back into the stick of Penchik. McLeod now looking for some space. Finds Spallina. Into the middle of Penchik and a little bit too far over her head.
I said defense is Davidson's specialty. Now it's starting to look like it. That was just, you mentioned it. It's amazing how you can get lost in all the stars with Spallina and Penchik, Kayla McLeod coming back from her injury, how good she's been, Reagan Byrne, what she's done since she's arrived at Clemson. so many names to say, and Natalie Shurtleff might be one of the best of all of them, and it goes on.
Definitely agree with you there, as Tigers now lead at 5-1 in draw controls. They've got the ball right back after scoring before media here in the first quarter.
And it's zone versus zone. Davidson runs their own zone as well.
What are some of the differences between the Clemson zone and the Davidson zone that you see?
They don't clog the middle as much. Usually there's a rover in the middle for the Tigers. From what I remember, I'll have to look on both sides since you asked the question. It's a great one. But what I noticed, it's just a little more clogged in the middle.
Tigers trying to navigate some space in the middle. Said they skip it over the top to McLeod. We know she's dangerous. Right back into the middle, looking for outlets. And the Wildcats continue to play stout defense here. They get the ball right back.
Yeah, and the Davidson zone also, you see it in all zones, really. You'll see.
Sure, you're being patient here for these Wildcats. Skipped over the top. They keep trying to get it to Skibby in the middle there, as you alluded to prior. But Tigers doing a good job of marking her, and that's Tegan Scott a lot of the time following number 1. There is Skibby, right in the middle, looking for some space. And we'll have a stoppage as some contact there.
I'm wondering, this should be a dangerous shot. Even though it was a small shot and she just kind of flicked it on cage, she did hit Paris Masarakia. So that is a yellow card. But wow, can't quite get it.
And she is not one that is shy to shoot the ball. We saw that last time out with a crazy spin and score against Virginia Tech, one of her 3 goals in that one. As officials want to talk things over with the scorer's table. What did you see from that last play?
Yeah, it's just, well, first off, the scorer's table, I believe that's just clock. I heard them say 30 seconds, so possibly checking on the penalty time and everything. Here's a look at that last play, but great movement is really Faxon to answer your question as they get on the board.
And it looks like Reagan Byrne putting one in the back of the net for the Tigers as Clemson's added a 5th. So towards the tail end of the power play, they're able to get the job done, and they now lead it by 4.
Yeah, you saw the great ball movement we were just looking at on the replay, and that's what
important is that area of the game for people that might be new to lacrosse.
It's huge. You mentioned it earlier. Possession game, had to hold out on that one.
Yeah, no, that would have been nasty.
But it's a possession game. I mean, you have to, owning the ball, picking up ground balls, being good on clears. That is how you win lacrosse games. And a big part of possession is getting it off the draw. You want to go on a run? Score, get the ball back. Score, get the ball back. Win, make it, take it, kind of. If you can play that way, you're going to dominate the game.
And it's also what is part of what makes this sport so electric, right? Is the fact that you can always come back with those draws. Coast to coast and into the back of the net for the Wildcats. It's our pregame player to watch, and Allie Hartnett, 5'2". What a run right there from Hartnett.
Hartnett just zipping down the field, and no one stopped her. No one stopped ball. Really a lot of out of place. Just very spread out defensively are the Clemson Tigers. Hartnett goes straight down. DeLuca guesses here. She goes down, tries to cover the offside hip. She's a lefty, but with that duck, kind of ducks under the ball. It goes right over her head.
Babcock had a really nice game last time out against Virginia Tech as well. Goldstein able to scoop it up, now picks out Spallina. Now how dangerous she is from this area. Hums it around the perimeter. Tigers taking their time, still with 40 seconds on the shot clock. Penchik navigates into a dangerous territory. Whistle blows with some contact.
Yeah, we're going to see an 8-meter here. No card or anything, but Penchik getting fouled inside the 8. Too much contact coming right there.
Oh, to the face it looked like almost.
Just hands apart, too wide apart, cross-check, put it into the arm, and it's right inside the 8-meter, so Penchik's got a great opportunity.
Big chance for Emma Penchik. She scores! A 6th goal for the Clemson Tigers, the first of the game for Penchik, and Clemson extends their advantage right back to 4.
That's a perfect shot based on placement. When you're a right-handed goalie, that's your offside hip. It's the hardest place to save because you have to travel all the way from your right hand down to that bottom corner or you're offside.
We use the terminology litmus test for this Davidson group, boasting that 9-2 record, but maybe an even bigger test right here for the young freshman in Fletcher, facing off against one of the nation's best attacks.
Well, and how do you battle against adversity? Keeper's not doing too well. You're going to your backup.
McLeod looking for some space, and some contact there and a whistle.
Yeah, contact on the inside of the 8-meter. You'll probably see a little cross-check on that replay. It was called from the far official behind. But McLeod is lethal here.
Big opportunity for Kayla McLeod. Shoots, and what a save from Fletcher. Talk about getting your number called and answering it.
Exactly. Talk about that for the freshman. And it's a solid.
Both times it's crept to 4. Davidson's punched right back with a goal. So they're going to display some more patience here on the offensive end. 30 seconds on the shot clock for the Wildcats. Into the middle. What a save from DeLuca. How did she do that?
Got one on one end, one on another. DeLuca hadn't been too involved in this game. And you see it here. Great look, quick stick. And that's not just high to high right in the stick. DeLuca reads it, sits on it, punches to it.
Babcock right in front to Goldstein, back of the net, she scores. And that showcases how quick this Clemson attack can hit you. DeLuca with the excellent save on one end, and there go the Tigers on the other end.
You love to see good defense to good offense, and you get a great save there from DeLuca, pushes it on the clear, Babcock run it in, Goldstein has the whole defense in front of her, knows what they're looking at, knows they're all focused on stopping that ball, creeps up from behind at X above GLE, and a nice finish.
Textbook from the Clemson
Tigers is the glass ceiling they got to break through. They are right there.
Yeah, and the atmosphere here on Saturday against Virginia Tech just shows why this is the premier spot to be in women's lacrosse. It's right in front of the face of net. Again goes Byrne, and she puts one into the back of the net for the 3rd time today. What a night for Reagan Byrne. 3 shots, 4 goals for number 10, and the Tigers take an 8-2 lead.
It's great to see Reagan Byrne really lighting it up right now. Another great backdoor cut. You talk about a beneficiary of Spallina. Reagan Byrne is definitely benefiting from her ability to feed, because it's been that way for, I think, all of her goals. Just off-ball cuts with Spallina. Alexis Spallina grabs so much attention. So as a defender, you're all looking at her to make sure she doesn't tear you apart, because she can beat you in a lot of different ways. A lot of these players, she's got that gravity. Everyone attracts to her.
So the Tigers have opened up a 6-goal lead here and are looking to add more, as they now are up 10-1 in draw controls, continuing to dominate that facet of the game. Babcock now over to McLeod. Tigers never seem like they're in a rush, always playing at their own pace and on their own terms. Spallina looking for another assist to her ledger. Oh, what a pass! And she scores! It was Spallina to Shirtliff, whipped the pass across the face of net, and Nat did the rest. 9-2 Tigers.
The Tigers creating some confusion on that one. It was a double cut inside. Byrne was going towards the cage like we've seen her do so many times. She was covered, and I was noticing that. I was thinking, where's Spallina gonna go? And then here's that double. They see Byrne, they're like, oh no, she's gone to her every time. Well, Shirtlift's right behind, and Spallina sees that right away. You're gonna see it again, great angle here. Byrne's inside, they both go to her. Who's alone? It's Shirtliff.
So Nat Shirtliff lost a tooth earlier this week, or chipped a tooth at lead. And once again, not able to score the Tigers. They'll maintain possession, as Byrne will pick it up and play. Goldstein searching, now to Spallina. You know how dangerous McLeod can be. She finds Mooney. Shirtliff, Spallina, in between defenders, and a true Houdiniac from Alexis Spallina. Goes in and out and somehow beats Fletcher between the sticks. It's 10-2 Tigers.
That was so nice because it was so casual. That's how, when you make it look easy, that's how you know how good you are. She's so good. This just looks so simple. She was about to split the defense, and I think she might have felt, okay, I'm going to get a lot of contact here, so I'm not even going to try to go through. I'm just going to skip it right around you. Just see, face dodge, and just whip it around the defender. Bounces it home, far side, tucks it on the inside of the post on the bouncer. What a game.
What a player Alexis Polina is. Her 28th goal of the campaign. She's already got the assist record and the points record today, and at this point, just padding.
Got Funstein on it.
So the Wildcats will have a big opportunity here as Caitlin Euler with the ball and a scoring opportunity. Fires right at DeLuca, who makes the save.
That's really nice from DeLuca. Not the best shot on that one, just going high, straight at the stick. But I always talk, one thing that really impressed me early on watching DeLuca play is her patience. You have to be patient. That's why I mentioned an earlier goal by Hartnett. She guessed a little bit. She dipped low when the shot went right over her head. Right there, no guessing at all. Read that the whole way, waited for the release, and popped the hand.
Mooney, like lightning, evading defenders. And now we'll settle things down with Spolina. More time on the shot clock than the game clock here in the first half. The Tigers can take it to the end of the half if they see fit. Spolina rips one, top cheddar, scores. Alexis Spolina is putting on a show. Her second goal to go with 5 assists, and textbook per usual from number 1.
That was a nasty rip from Alexis Spolina. She's so good at that short angle sidearm rip. Let's see it again and just enjoy it.
She's just so good.
Right under. It didn't tuck as much under the bar as I thought it did, but it's still crazy impressive. Gets it over on the short side on the righty goalie. That's hard to just zip it by because it took them down. Now, at least as of right now, they are handling Davidson 11-2 after the first half, so it's been dominant from the Tigers.
Second half action underway here at Conklin with the Tigers on top 11-2. We'll see if Bayless can continue to dominate the draw control as that one careens back and finds the stick of a Tiger. Now scrap for possession commencing, and the Wildcats are able to come out of the pack with it.
Hartnett, good pickup. Like we said, draw controls can lead to goals. You just have to see the Davidson offense move around a little more, I think. It's been pretty stagnant, and you're not really going to find great opportunities from just throwing it around in a circle. Obviously, Skibby is the one moving around, floating on the crease and trying to find an opening, but got to be more active and try and find those open lanes.
Go for the skip, able to complete it. And as David
are there.
Shot clock down to 40, still plenty of time for the Wildcats to set up shop. Work behind the cage, now pop it back out and hum it around the horn. Still looking for Skibby in the middle. See number 1 getting involved and into the back of the net. Right on cue for Jenna Skibby. Her second goal of the game comes at a big time for these Wildcats. 11-3 now your score.
Well, I said that's exactly what they're looking for. They're trying to find Skibby, who's floating around the crease. And a credit to her because she doesn't need that much space to get a shot off. You saw that's as quick as a quick stick will get with what she just put on cage. Let's see it again. Goes from behind. Skibby's going to move to her left. And look at this quick connection. It's barely in her stick. You can't bat it, but it's barely in her stick.
The release time insane from Skibby right there. Her 32nd goal of the campaign. A true superstar in her own regard for the Wildcats, and assisted by Devin Martinez.
To be ready for a Davidson team that's going to come out of the locker room ready to respond because they just had to go through an 11-2 first half. So they've started with the first goal. Now they put it on the ground going the other way. A chance to stack on a run of their own.
Yep, and the third save from Fletcher.
I was going to say that too. Great save on the other end. The freshman is making a huge impact. Joyce came in just 6 shots, 6 goals against. Since then, Fletcher's come in 5 goals against, 3 saves. Obviously not immaculate, but against the Tigers, very good.
McLeod with the head of steam. Back of the net, goal. Kayla McLeod continues to be the most underrated player on this team, and she's starting to round into form at the perfect time for these Tigers.
Yeah, and she's only underrated because she got injured and had a slow start because she came back from an ACL in under a year. So it was extremely tough on that comeback, but she is one of the best players on this team, one of the best, if not the best, pure scorer on the team, has a fantastic shot, and this time she's not ripping it from the outside. She's going downhill, such a powerful athlete, and sees the dip, just dunks it right over Fletcher.
19th goal of the season for McLeod. And as you mentioned, here's a set-up shop here, just now under a minute on the shot clock for Clemson. Byrne, Goldstein, and Spallina have been a terror behind the cage all night. Spallina now picks out Goldstein, goal! Just what the doctor ordered for the Tigers. Spallina and Goldstein continue to put on a show here at Conklin, and a double-digit advantage for Clemson.
Yet another Spallina-Goldstein connection on the day. That's 2 or 3. 3 goals for Goldstein. Might have been all 3 there as the Tigers get up by 10. Once again, Goldstein working around that crease. And I think she might have even been surprised to find herself open. All she had to do was stop. She saw her defender going to follow Spallina, so she just put it in reverse, catch and shoot.
About as easy as it gets for players of that caliber. As you take a look at Goldstein, 3 goals on 5 shots. She's got an assist in the bank as well. And for Spallina, her 6th assist of a record-setting night. As the running clock now on here at Conklin with the double-digit lead.
Comes up big for another.
About 12 minutes through the third quarter here, and it's 2-2 in this frame, Nick. So Davidson has made a couple tweaks in the game plan, come out with a little bit more intensity, and they're more than tread water right now. They're competing here in this third quarter.
They really are, and like you said, these games, sometimes it's about the wins. It's about your little wins. You got to pick out those silver linings, and in this one, you break it up into quarters. You break it up and see how did we do in each frame against this team, and that's what you look back on, is if you were able to beat or tie them in these mini games.
Oh, backside pass to Spallina and scores. That skip was excellent. Looked like Penchik on the assist. Spallina does the rest, and the Tigers back up double digits.
Great look there. Spallina, just a machine. Clinical. Great movement. Burns kind of creating some confusion. Her and Goldstein don't get caught up. She's just so good at working what we call goal line extended. So off that goal line, imagine the line goes all the way to the other side of the field, both sides of the field, goal line extended. And she's so good at just tiptoeing that line. And even though you may think, oh, she's able to produce, we talk all about the freshman on the offensive end. Thank you. Give some love to Tegan Scott. Well deserved.
It's always a good thing in any sport if your defenders aren't getting mentioned. It means they're doing their job. Tegan Scott continuing to be a big focal point for the Tigers, a part of that elite zone defense setup for Coach Kolick. As Spallina now finds Goldstein over the head of Byrne, and McLeod will scoop it up. About a 5-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock here in the dwindling moments of the third quarter. Spallina, dangerous opportunity again. Goldstein, top cheddar, scores. Spallina to Goldstein. Stop me if you've heard it before. Tigers back on top by 11, 15-4.
Another one for Spallina. Now getting 10 points on the day. Just a quick finish. You'll notice, you see Fletcher. She goes down, drops down before the shot is even released. So that's why I said, start going high on her because she's guessing low. She drops, bang, there's a little nice hitch there to make her guess too from Goldstein. Just dumps it over the top. Another good one, 4 goals, but like I said, 3 goals.
We'll pump the brakes and calm things down, wait for reinforcements. And that's what's been most impressive for me, Nick. I'm nowhere near the guru you are, but I know a composed team when I see one. Clemson doesn't force the issue. They're just patient.
They really are.
Spallina into a dangerous area. Again, it's Goldstein, top cheddar again. Spallina to Goldstein, the 1-7 connection has been fantastic all evening, and it's now 16-4 Clemson over Davidson.
Well, to your point, that poise, that teamwork, they're calm, they're patient, and it's because they want to do just that. They want to work the ball around. They want to get off-ball cutters. They want to get everyone touches and work the offense that way. So that's why you see it. Penchek, Spallina, Goldstein, and we've seen this a couple times already today. Come around, no one's there. Spallina gets a lot of attention. Byrne gets a lot of attention for being on the top of the crease. Allows Goldstein to come up and get 5. She's got
They've made that adjustment, and it's paid dividends with 3 straight goals.
It's been a key part. You got to know where the goalie's going. Looking and scouting a goalie is always important, but you have a goalie who's played 3 minutes, 15 seconds. You don't know how to scout her. She's very good low, so try and go up high, and it's worked.
Yeah, Tigers have adjusted on the fly mid-game. McLeod now picks out Goldstein, hums it around to Spallina, who's so dangerous as we know. Goldstein to Byrne, into the back of the net, and scores. Reagan Burns' excellent night continues. It's a 7th point for Goldstein with the assist, and the Tigers lead it by 13 goals.
That's another player who's had a really good day. Reagan Byrne, Goldstein, and Spallina. We've seen them a couple times. You'll see them 3 across in the back. Those 3, they're doing a little wheel, and they've been doing it all day. You'll see it sometimes on the right side. This one, it's all around the crease. But that has worked so well for the Tigers, being able to find those connections. 5 goals for Goldstein, 3 for Spallina with 8 assists.
Oh, just holding off defenders, somehow evading. Oh my goodness, here goes Tegan Scott. Dumps it off to Spallina. And an impressive run from Tegan has the Tigers in business now. Right back in front of face of goal, Tegan Scott! A masterclass from coast to coast, gets it back from Spallina, her running mate, and fires one into the back of the net.
There was no one more deserving of the goal on that play than Scott. Does it on the defensive end. They get it done to drop that ball down and start the clear the other way, that fast break. Here's that defensive play. Great trail check. Scott benefits on the trail check. That was Schwartz putting it down, but then Scott legs it the other way. And I was thinking, oh, Scott doesn't get that goal. She didn't have enough of an angle. Spallina says, hey, you did all that work. I'm going to find you. You'll get one. Don't worry. And she does. A great look. Another assist, number 9 on the day. And a great finish for Tegan Scott. We said it. Need to talk about her more.
2nd goal of the season in 14 games.
Step back, play more of a defensive game, and not just be good at it, but be great at it.
Approaching the under 8 here in the 4th quarter with the Tigers on top by 14 goals and a running clock to accompany it. There's Stanton, we mentioned, looking for dodges. You can see how athletic she is. Back to Spallina, Penchek, and they try to go low again. Looked like Fletcher might have gotten a piece of that. Went wide regardless. Babcock hovering now, picks out Penchek again. Spallina right back to Penchek, 1-2, top cheddar. Tigers up 15, and the number 1 and number 2 recruits showing why they're exactly that. What a tandem between Spallina and Penchek.
Penchek is so good in so many different ways. Obviously, we know what Spallina can do offensively, but Penchek is this all-around athlete that can do it on the defensive end. She'll get you draw control. She can be an offensive go-to player. Also, Lexa Spallina, now 10. First off, Spallina has the top 3 with 5, 6, and 7. 7's the highest. Now she has 10, so that's crushed. Single game points was her 10. Now she's got 13.
Crazy.
More records.
Feels like the day of Alexa here at Conklin Field. Points record, assist record, single game records, and more.
She's close to the career assist record, too, and there's 3 games after this one.
And into the back of the net and scoring once again for the Tigers. The onslaught is on. as that was Marley O'Day with the goal for Clemson.
Yeah, the freshman getting in now, getting some action from Phoenix, Maryland. Say under 4.5 minutes. 19-4, deciding to get some fresh blood in, but the same offense is working. Here's that wheel. Sees a gap, takes the inside. Just a quick fake, put it low. Try and get the goalie to bite. 1, 2, 3, push up field, finish, put it home.
5th goal of the season for Marley O'Day. Going to be a good player in the future here for the Tigers.
I believe there's a 3-second.
Yeah, looks like 3 seconds again.
Yep, that's the call. So another free position here.
Free position opportunity for the Wildcats. Shooting and scoring are those Wildcats. A 5th goal on the board as that one goes to Brooke Ross, the junior from Winnetka, Illinois in the Lawrenceville school. Finds the back of the net as we'll take another look.
Free positions are so valuable. You got to be able to put them away. Just a bouncer, takes her time, puts it 5-hole. Nice finish there for Ross.
18th goal of the season for Brooke Ross. 5th goal of the game for the Wildcats. Clock's still running here with about 90 seconds to go at Conklin. And all but the cherry on top for the Tigers, who will be setting a record program-wise on a day of records. This will go down as their 7th straight win, the longest win streak in program history.
Really impressive from Clemson. Just the performance today, but also what they've been able to do this season, getting better and better and better. And like I said earlier, that glass ceiling, they are banging on it. It's cracking, but they're ready to break through.
Stanton, what a goal! How about that? Impressive dodging from Jasmine Stanton, goal 21 for the Tigers, and you see that athleticism she possesses on full display.
Yeah, we've seen a ton of assisted goals and not a lot of plays that just were fully someone going in and one-on-one dodge, splits, and puts it home and has 3 defenders condensing in on her. Beats one, and then there's the help from the side, but just has enough space.
So great stick work by number 6, 7th goal of the season for Stanton. And under 30 seconds remaining in this one. It's likely to be the final draw control of this one. Well, go to the Tigers. Three, 2, and 1. That will do it from Conklin Field. Your final score, number 11 Clemson 21, Davidson 5. Some closing thoughts from you, Nick.
Yeah, great performance from the Tigers. Obviously record-setting Spallina, just insane. Loved watching Reagan Byrne, Brooke Goldstein, and Alexis Spallina. That combination, what they were able to do today was just awesome to watch. David